All right, today we're going to be meeting with a client named Jessica. Now, Jessica is a 36-year-old female. She's recently married. She just bought a house, no kids yet. And ever since she's graduated from school, she's been working with the same company. She's been with that company for 10 years now. Now she's finally starting to make some significant money and or significant bonuses. So now she's ready to really take the next step into more aggressively funding her retirement. Now, she's been funding her 401k up to the match. Now she does have that additional risk from the house that she's recently purchased, so she wants that additional protection, but she also is, again, looking to accumulate additional assets for retirement. Now, the good thing is she just recently paid off her Subaru Outback that she's been paying $500 a month for the past 5 years. So since she's used to spending that $500 a month, she'd like to go ahead and see what that would do if she were to fund a tax-free retirement strategy, right? So here's an idea of what you can present to this client. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take that $500 a month that she's used to spending from her car payment, and we're going to fund a Flex Life 2 IUL from age 36 to age 65. We're gonna turn on a tax-free income at age 66, and we're gonna see what that does for Jessica, all right? So let's get to the illustration software. Here we are at nationallifegroup.com. After I log in, I can look over on the left side of my screen, and I've got under Business Tools, the Illustrations tab. So I'm gonna click that. We'll click New Illustration. Make sure my issue state is good, the product type, Index Universal Life, and we're gonna click the Flex Life 2 product. So we're gonna go ahead and start filling in the information. Tax-free client. And you'll notice that I'm using the tab button to get really quickly between these fields so I don't have to use my mouse. I definitely recommend that. She's a 36-year-old client. We did ask a few basic field underwriting questions in the application process. She passed the eye test, so we feel pretty good about actually quoting her at preferred not tobacco, and we're gonna move on to the death benefit and funding tab. All right, so here's obviously a really important step. Gotta click the minimum death benefit max cash value bubble right here. That's what makes this a max funded IUL illustration, very important. Down under premium mode, we're gonna change this to monthly EFT. Remember, we're gonna be paying $500 per month, and then we're gonna change under premium amount, we're going to specify the amount at $500 per month. Now remember what we said we were going to do is we were gonna fund this at $500 a month from immediately year one through age 65. And then we'll go down to distribution and we're going to solve for income at age 66, which is automatically gonna populate. Pretty awesome, right? So now we're ready to go. Let's take a look at the quick view and see what that does. So as you'll see here, Jessica is actually going to have a $567,583 initial death benefit. That's permanent life insurance with full living benefits. There's her modal premium at $500 per month, and you can see that's a $6,000 annual premium total. And as we scroll down, we'll see that she does that through age 65, and then at age 66, she turns on an income of $47,600 per year tax-free, right? And that lasts all the way through as long as she lives. Pretty awesome, right? Let's actually generate the illustration by clicking the reports button here. And there's one thing that I'm gonna add here, one little step. We're gonna check this box that says benefit summary analysis, and we're gonna put in Jessica's current tax bracket, which is 25%. That's going to allow us to, it's gonna add one more page to this illustration that's a really cool page that I'll show you in just a second. All right, so once we click the Generate Reports button, it's gonna pop up with this fantastic PDF. I think this is one of the best marketing tools that we have available to us as agents, is the actual illustration for these awesome plans. So you'll see right there, you've got the client's name right here, all of my information there. I'm gonna just hit a few high notes here. Here's one of the best pages of the illustration. It just shows all of the benefits there in one spot. Here's the initial plan premium, the death benefit, and what this is basically showing is the summary of values at age 66, since that's the year that we actually chose to start taking income. So it's gonna show me all these values at age 66. There's the death benefit if, God forbid, she were to pass away that year at age 66. Hopefully that doesn't happen, obviously, and we've got a tax-free income annually coming in at $47,600 per year beginning at age 66. And then the living benefits at age 66 if she were to become terminally, chronically, critically ill, or become critically injured. Those are the different numbers that would be available to her. Again, this is my favorite page of the illustration. It just shows everything in one shot, and it utilizes that puzzle piece concept. So if she dies too soon, there's the death benefit for her beneficiaries. If she becomes ill, there's the living benefits that would be available to her from her policy. And hopefully neither of those things happens. And it helps solve that problem, that potential problem of outliving your retirement, living too long, and it shows the cash value accumulation numbers there. This is another fantastic page for the living benefits. Shows all of the different sample payouts of money that would be available to her should she suffer a terminal, chronic, or critical illness or a critical injury. The different dollar amounts that she would be able to access from her death benefit while she's still alive if she were to get sick or injured. And it shows that at the different age, the different ages and the different severity levels. Here's the page that I told you about, that bonus page that we checked that box right before we generated this illustration. That's what allowed us to generate this page. And the part I want to draw your attention to is right here. Here's the assumed annual non-taxable income at age 66. That's the number that we're showing her that she could take out annually, tax-free as part of this plan. Now here, since we put in her tax bracket, this is at the 25% tax obligation, her bracket that she's in. It shows her how much she would actually have to generate in a different plan to net $47,600 after taxes. So she would actually have to, in another plan, get $63,466 of income that would then be taxed to leave her with the same number that we have through this tax-free retirement plan. So that is a really great page to kind of underline to the client the benefit of having tax-free income coming out as opposed to taxable income. All right, lots of legalese here. I'm going to take you really quick. There's a lot of great definitions and stuff. Make sure that you explore this illustration. One thing that I like to show all the clients is here, the hypothetical returns by strategy. This is basically showing the past 20 years and the different returns at the different strategies. So here's the actual S&P performance over that time and the averages of 5, 10, 15, and 20 years. And if you go over to this third column, this is the cap focus strategy. So this is the one that we are generally talking to our clients about and recommending for our clients. It's got the 0% floor and the 12.5% ceiling. And as you can see down here at the averages, it actually beats the actual performance of the S&P handily over 3 out of 4 of those periods. The only one that it doesn't beat it out is the 5-year average, and in that case, you still are getting 9 points, over 9 points. So that's pretty fantastic. So that's obviously something that I like to point out to all my clients. And then the last thing I want to show you, if we get past these different illustrations, getting to the full screen current illustrated rate, here we are. One thing I always like to do with my clients is to show them, you know, take a certain age, say age 85 after they've been taking income for a while, and say, look, this is basically how this would work. If you were to pass away, let's say at age 85, hope you live longer than that, but just for an example, you would have put $180,000 in premium into this policy, which you stopped paying way back 20 years before at age 65, and you've been taking income for the last 20 years. So you put $180,000 in, you got $952,000 of tax-free income out of this plan, and even after you pay back all of the policy loans that you had to take in order to generate that income, your beneficiaries would still be left with almost $250,000 of death benefit, $237,456 of death benefit that would be left to your beneficiaries after all that income. So that's a pretty fantastic plan, and I think Jessica will be really happy with that at that point. You just ask her if she's ready to move forward.